Would you believe me if I told you that these two renders use exactly 0 liquid simulations? Well, it is, and I use something called Metaballs. You might have encountered these by accident when opening up the add menu, but I'm going to show you how incredible these can be. First of all, Metaballs have their own menu, showing their resolution, render resolution, their influence threshold, and custom properties. Metaballs becomes special when you add in other metaballs around it, as they start to merge into one mesh. The viewport resolution and render resolution relate to how many polygons the metaball will have when merging. Having a smaller number means more polygons and a smoother outcome, while a higher number means less polygons and a more poly look. The influence threshold is how big the metaball is and how far away it can start to merge. A low number means that it's big, while a big number means that it's small. You can also click on the metaball and change it to a mesh and have a really good base mesh for sculpting things like people or animals. But their biggest and best use is as a food simulation, without being super heavy on your PC. Now I'm going to show you how to make the spiral simulation at the beginning of this video, and then after I'll show you how to do the cube one. Firstly, make a background for the scene. I just used a plane and extruded it up and added a bevel to all the edges. Then make sure you have the extra objects, curves, enabled in add-ons to get more curve options. After that, add in one of the custom curves. I picked the 3D helix for this example, but you can choose any you want. Change the curve to what you want it to look like. Then add it in the cube and scale it down. Then move it to the beginning of the curve, and give it a material with an alpha of 0 so it's invisible. Add a metaball with the settings you want, and add a particle system to the cube as an emitter and the lifespan as a whole animation. Then put the metaball in the render objects settings. Scale it to how you want and now select the curve. Add a force field using the physics properties and make its shape, curve, the strength -100, the flow 10, and fall off power to 1. Now if you play the animation, it should go down the spiral. Change the material of the metaball to whatever you want. I just did a reflective dark metal. Then add in some lights, and just like that, you have made a fluid simulations without using any simulations. You can change things like animation to the camera, the amount and size of the metaballs, the size of the curve, the material, or even the metaball settings. Now for the cube animation. Start off with a background and place a cube in the middle of the scene. Give it a material with an alpha of 0 and a force field set to surface, -100 strength, 10 flow, and fall off of 0. Then place smaller cubes around the big cube. I did 4, but you can do as many as you want. Then give all the small cubes the invisible material. Place in your metaball to the scene and give a particle system to all the smaller cubes, with the metaball as the object. You can change the scale and size of the metaballs to whatever you want, but make sure that the lifetime of the particles are longer than the animation, and that the end frame is where you want it to stop. Give the metaball any material you want. I'm going for a dark metal again. Then go down to your timeline and add a keyframe at around frame 170, where the big cube's force field is at strength -100 and flow at 10. Then, at frame 180, change the strength to 100 and the flow to -10. Now just add in some lights and you're good to render. And when you're done, you should have something like this. Metaballs in this way can help be used for things like water going down a pipe or just a cool animation like this. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe for more Blender tutorials.